Good morning. I'm Pastor Chavaleh, and I'm so joyful to welcome you to Mount Cross virtually this morning. I have some thoughts today about a very special day of the year that was yesterday, and we don't know anything about shadows or not in this area. The weather was so crazy, but yesterday was Groundhog Day. Isn't it just a great day? All the rest of the year, we rely on science, meteorologists, history to help us discern what the weather is going to be like, but not Groundhog Day. One day a year, we rely on an animal and a shadow. It's pretty crazy and it's pretty fun, and I kind of love it. But what I want to talk about today is actually a different Groundhog Day. One of my very favorite movies is from 1993, Groundhog Day, starring Bill Murray. If you haven't seen it, you may not want to watch. There's going to be spoilers. Even if you stay, and if you haven't seen it, watch it if you can. It is worth it, I promise. This movie is wild. Bill Murray plays the main character, Phil Connors, and he's this cynical and super self centered weatherman who finds himself trapped in a time loop. And he relives the same day, February 2nd, Groundhog Day, over and over again in Punxsutawney, I think I'm saying that right, Pennsylvania. So after a while, he figures out that waking up in the same bed and reliving the day over and over again means complete freedom. He can do whatever he wants. And boy, oh boy, does he use that freedom because he's free from rules. He's free from any relationships. He's free from responsibilities. He's free from consequences. He can do anything he wants and have anything he wants, and he just grabs onto that. He proposes to a woman because he knows in the morning that promise will be gone. He robs a security truck so he can buy a Mercedes. He stays out drinking and lands in jail, knowing he's going to just wake up in his bed again. In his freedom, he becomes more and more horrible every day, more obsessed with self. His TV producer, who is someone he actually respects, sums it up one day and quotes Sir Walter Scott at him, saying, "The wretch concentrated himself." This is a perfect description of how Phil has used his freedom concentrated on self. This is empty. In the movie, eventually Phil also discovers that his concentrated self is misery. He doesn't want to be like this anymore. He wakes up one morning to an existential crisis and a newfound awareness of his selfishness and the misery that has put him in. In my way of thinking, this means he's woken up and found Jesus. His new rule is that freedom means becoming the best, most loving person that he can be. All of a sudden, his freedom means that he can love and care for people in crazy, radical ways. He knows what's going to happen, so he takes steps to prevent horrible things from happening to others. He takes steps to bring small joys that he knows will make a difference. He turns his thoughts from himself and turning in always towards self, and instead turns them out toward others, and he finds joy. For me, this is the gospel according to Groundhog Day. Jesus Christ has freed us from sin and the death that is obsession with self, self-absorbedness, self-interest, self protectiveness. Jesus Christ has freed us instead for loving others in crazy, radical ways. If you are a follower of Christ, this means that you have an opportunity to love in ways that you never expected. You're freed from the judgment of the world to love others in radical ways. And this is good news. This is the gospel. Amen. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you Sunday.